Okay, so first things first, we are going to get into the foundation that I have on my face. Like I said, I'm wearing a combination of 3 different foundations, if you will. One's a BB cream, like I said, one's a stick, and one's just a straight up super high-end foundation. But again, you can do this look with any foundation. So first thing I used was my BB cream. I am obsessed, like I said, with Korean skincare and Korean beauty just in general. They're amazing. They're like at the forefront of so many things in the beauty industry, and I feel like we should be taking major notes. But one of my favorite brands from them is this brand called Skinfood. Here is their brand. You guys can see it. I've been a fan of them for, I want to say, the last, I think I discovered, did I discover them from Ipsy? I can't remember. I want to say it's been about the same time that I've been subscribing to Ipsy. I came across them, I believe, through something online, through something like Ipsy. But anyways, I ended up getting sent some samples of their stuff and actually fell in love with this Aloe BB cream from them. And I'm super, super sad. I think they're discontinuing it because I can't find it anywhere. So I'm super bummed about that. But the rest of their skincare, if you guys check that out, I will leave links below for you guys to go ahead and check out the rest of, their arsenal, what they have in skincare, because it is awesome. Super sorry for shaking the camera. But anyways, yeah, this Aloe BB cream has SPF 20 in it, which I love because it's already got that SPF action going on for you. And when I use this, because it tends to have a little bit more of a pinkish gray hue to it, I like to mix it with something that's a little bit lighter, that has something that's got a little bit more of a yellowy undertone to it, a little bit of a yellowy olive undertone to it. And so what I use to mix the BB cream with is this Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua. Chanel. I love Chanel. Chanel is my absolute favorite go-to high-end brand. I've always been a major fan of Chanel and their foundations. They give amazing coverage. Specifically, this brand of Chanel, the Vitalumiere Aqua, is very, very hydrating for skin, especially if you tend to have a little bit of older skin. It's really great for not setting in lines, not highlighting, anything that you don't want highlighted. I believe it even has light reflecting pigments in it, if I remember correctly, which is really great because when you have light hitting your face, it's very flattering on you. So yes, when I mix these two together, I get my foundation on my skin. And I like that it gives me the coverage that I want, which is a little bit more than what a BB cream is, but way less than what a full coverage foundation is. I don't like to wear a whole lot of heavy makeup just because when I am working, I do tend to have to wear, not that it's heavy makeup, but wearing makeup all day, it's not my thing. It's not my cup of tea. I love to do makeup to other people. I could all day long, but to actually wear it all day long, I like my skin to feel free and I like my skin to breathe. So it's not my cup of tea. But when I can do light makeup like this and have it still look and feel like my skin, I am a lot happier leaving it on for a prolonged period of time, and I feel a lot better about leaving it on my skin because I don't feel like there's as much heavy stuff just getting into my pores and clogging it already with just everything that we have going on in our atmosphere and pollution and all of that. So that's just stuff I don't have to worry about. It feels really nice going onto the skin. So yeah, so that's what I love about being able to mix, kind of different foundations together. And you guys can do that too. That's something that, I don't know if anyone's tried before, but I would encourage you guys to kind of play and, if you have different shade, like if you have a foundation for the winter and then you have a summer foundation, but you feel like they're both kind of just not exactly in that ballpark of your exact skin tone, I definitely encourage you guys to play around with your foundation, mix stuff up, try to find that perfect match. Another way to make sure that you're getting that perfect match is to make sure you're either working under like a beauty light, like a UV light, or you're working like in direct sunlight so that you can see, the exact color match. You never want to do a color match like I see a lot of women doing in department stores. They'll do a color match, kind of like on the side of their hand or underneath their wrist. And the thing with that is a lot of times when we're outside in general and it's around the summertime, our skin tends to get tan, tends to be tanner in different spots and areas than others. For instance, the tops of my hands tend to get very, 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 very tan, while the underneath part of me tends to stay more on the lighter side. My chest and my neck tend to get very, very, very tan, while my face tends to stay lighter. So that's just kind of, how I work. And I'm sure other people, everybody's different. Everybody, you just kind of have to self-adjust to, what your skin's doing, what your skin's looking like, at the time. And I always encourage everybody to play. Playing is always, always fun. So yeah, play around with your foundations and your concealers to try to get that perfect match that you're looking for. And make sure also that it's the right foundation that you're looking for. Like if you're looking to do a dewy finish like this, I would definitely not go for a matte foundation because that is going to be more on the dry side than it is on the hydrating side. And it's not going to give you the right look or finish, and it's not going to look right with the hydrating sprays and all of that stuff. It's gonna look kind of cakey, essentially. And that's not a cute look that anybody wants. So I would just say, make sure if you're gonna mix foundations, that they're within the same kind of hydrating and moisturizing range, just so that you don't have any kind of like mix-ups and it doesn't look weird. Getting into the third foundation that I used, I didn't use it so much as a foundation as I used it more for a concealer. And it is by Pure. Pure is really awesome. You can find them at, I believe, Ulta and Sephora. But I went ahead and used it right in the corners. And the way that I like to do my concealer for myself and on older skin is I like to start on the inner corners with a very, very, very small amount and work it out towards the eye. And it's always pat, 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 pat. You never want to go in anywhere underneath your eyes and just like and go crazy. Because the skin under your eyes is so, so sensitive, you guys, and you only get that skin once. So So you want to try to take care of that skin as much as possible. So anytime you're dealing with anything underneath the eyes, you always want to make sure that you're really, really gentle and you go in with a super soft patting motion. And so, yeah, and you go ahead and you work out the concealer, so that, again, you're not wasting a ton of product. I can't tell you how many times I've seen girls do the straight up triangle concealer all the way down. And that's cool if you're, 19 and your skin can handle that, but not everybody's skin can do that. And that's a lot, wasting a lot of product. And it hurts my heart as a makeup artist to see that much product go to waste. So for me, when I tend to work on clients or when I'm working on myself, I just, again, a little goes a long way. And, like I said, start from the inner corners of your eyes and then just work your way out, and be very, very gentle. And that is it for the foundation part of this. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and get into the powders that I used on my face. It is going to be a mix between just a basic translucent powder, super, super lightweight, just nothing really heavy. It just gives a nice kind of soft finish on the face, and mattes you where you tend to be oily and leaves your skin still looking really, really just moisturized and hydrated, even after you kind of powder yourself. So this is Tarte's Smooth Operator Translucent Powder. I love the way it goes on because it doesn't set in my creases or fine lines underneath my eyes. That's been probably my number one problem since I turned 30 or started my 30s. I'm 31. But yeah, as I've gotten older, I've noticed that, again, the skin under my eyes has gotten way more sensitive and I need to be taking better care of it. And so I've been trying to remedy that with a ton of serums and eye creams and moisturizers and all of that. So when I do set my makeup, I don't like to go in with any kind of heavy powders just because I feel like as I'm getting older, if I'm using a heavier powder, it's just not going to look cute on me, because powder sets in wrinkles and fine lines. So that's what I love about translucent powder, is that it has the opposite effect of that. It does what it needs to do. It does its job. Super easy. Love it. Shout out to Tarte. Okay, so for my cheeks that I used, I just went in with a super basic, I guess you could call it, why am I having a brain fart? Went in with a super basic contouring color. And this is from MORPHE or MORPHE. I don't know how to pronounce their name. And it is in Enemy. Perfect. Awesome. But I actually really do like the shade on me. I like the color. I like the way that I can buff it out, and that it on me looks natural, but it still gives a little bit of color. And like there's kind of a little bit of something there. Like I'm trying a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like I put in some effort. You want to look like you put in a little bit of effort. So I actually really do like this color. I like the way it looks, I like the way it feels. It's really highly pigmented, which is really, really nice. I have had bronzers before that have just, you put it on and like legit after the first swipe, you're like, okay, what is going on here? So this is my bronzer swatched. And that's on my super light side of my arm. But yeah, so I just have this as a really light, kind of starting off point for my cheek colors on both sides. And then I went in with I did 2 highlighters. Again, I mixed. I like to mix things, as you guys know. I used a pink highlighter and a champagne-y highlighter. The first one is from Estate. This is called Do Me. It's a really, really gorgeous, like pink, pearly, sort of iridescent color, which is like just gorgeous when you see it in the light. And it smells amazing. I love smelling makeup. I'm such a weirdo. I love smelling it. And then the next one I have is from Sugar. This is Champagne Champion. And this is the color when it comes in. I know it's a little dirty because I just used it, but this is the brand. Shout out to Sugar. What up? But yeah, no, in all seriousness, both of these highlighters are absolutely gorgeous when they are mixed together. I tend to like my highlighters placed very kind of strategically. I'm not an all over the face kind of highlighter, need it on my body kind of person. I just like to highlight personally what I feel I want to look, what I want to look brighter, what I want people to focus on. So for me, I tend to do a little bit on the I call it this like RC shape kind of right here, going from the top of your brow line and then kind of curving down into where your tops of your apples of your cheek begins, and just kind of lightly sweeping that in that kind of C motion on both sides. I will not do, I know it's looking like it right now because I'm just super shiny and this is the dewy look that this makeup gives me. But I know a lot of people like to do this straight down with the highlighter down the ridge of the nose. I like to just do the tip just because I think I have a really cute tip of my nose and it reminds me of Cindy Lou Who, and she's like one of my favorite characters. So, yeah, I like to highlight the tip of my nose. I like to highlight the bridge of my, I think it's called your bridge. But basically where my Cupid's bow is, I like to highlight this like little bridge right here because I feel like one, it draws attention to your lips and it kind of gives it a little bit of that pop. But two, it just kind of helps tie everything else together in the face that's, you know, got a little bit of highlight, whether it be, you know, here in the corners that you did earlier or in the sides of the apples of your cheeks. It just kind of helps to just tie the look together when it comes to the highlighting process part of the face. So yeah, shout out to those companies that providing awesome highlighters. So Estate, Sugar, you guys are doing awesome things. Keep going.